Darth, Theorist, rise.
What if Anakin and the 501st took in the Bad Batch? Let's explore the depths of it in the video.
Captain Rex, Corporal Echo, and Clone Force 99. You have all done a great service for the Republic. Thanks to your courage and effort, Republic shipyards will soon be up and running again.
You've got some medals coming your way.
Anakin lingers, watching Clone Force 99. Something unsettles him about letting them walk away. As Hunter signals his men to prepare to leave, Anakin steps forward.
Hold on. You're just gonna vanish back into the shadows after all this?
That was the deal. We're a unit. We work where we're needed.
Anaxes was just another job.
You're more than that. You proved it. The Separatists didn't expect you, and that's exactly why we need you.
And here I thought generals didn't like soldiers who break rules.
Maybe most generals. Not me. The Republic needs both discipline and unpredictability. You bring what the 501st can't. And Echo, he's proof you belong here.
Sir, with respect, they're not standard. They don't take orders the way men are used to.
That's the point. We don't march in straight lines. We win.
General Skywalker, your captain's right. We don't fit in with the regs. They follow chain of command. We improvise. That clash will break missions before it saves them.
Then we don't make you follow the same rules. Stay independent, but attached. Officially part of the 501st, but operating on your own terms. I'll see to it personally.
That arrangement is unconventional, likely unpopular.
So is everything I do. And it works.
Anakin, you're bending protocol again. What makes you so sure they won't undermine order in the ranks?
Because they've already proven they can save lives. And because Echo is one of us. Where he goes matters. If he stays with them, the least we can do is make sure it counts for the Republic.
I don't know where I belong anymore. But I know I can't go back to the 501st as I was. I'm different now. They understand that. You're still one of us, Echo. Not the way I was. You know it.
Skywalker, if you attach this unit, you'll answer for the consequences. You've already tested the Council's patience. Then hold me responsible. I'll stake my command on it.
You're serious?
Always.
If it gives Echo purpose, perhaps it's worth the risk. But it must be clear. Rex commands. They cannot be free agents without oversight. We don't take orders blindly. Not even from a captain. Then this won't work.
Adaption is the only reason the Republic still stands. Perhaps this squad represents that principle. Skywalker may be reckless, but he's not wrong. Clone Force 99 has value.
So this isn't just a request. It's an order.
No, not an order. A choice. You'll still operate as yourselves. Independent, unconventional, unpredictable. Just with us when the mission calls for it. You answer to Rex, but I'll make sure Command respects what makes you different.
So we get to break stuff, and it's official.
Inaccurate phrasing, but technically correct. Until the first time they decide we're a liability. We're not regs. We never will be. But if this is the only way Echo keeps fighting where he belongs, then we'll try it. On our terms. Then we make it work. I don't like it, but Echo's one of ours. And if you've got his back, I've got yours. That's as close to a welcome as I can expect, I suppose.
Rex takes it firmly. Later, as the 501st regroups, the first test of the Alliance comes in a planning session. Regular clones line up with precision, waiting for orders. Clone Force 99 stands casually at the back, restless.
They're undisciplined. This'll never work. Discipline's overrated. Survival's better. Quiet. General Skywalker's orders stand. They're with us.
Anakin observes from the side, satisfied. He knows it will take time, but the first step is made. Obi-Wan watches too, still doubtful, but willing to see if Anakin's gamble pays off. Mace departs without further comment, but the fact he didn't object further is telling. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Rex watch Clone Force 99 moving among the regulars. Still outsiders, but now tethered to a larger family. Anakin's gamble binds two philosophies together: order and chaos, discipline and instinct, on the edge of a war that grows darker every day. The newly formed alliance begins under strain. The 501st functions like a well-oiled machine. Rank clear, steady orders, unquestioned obedience. Clone Force 99 thrives on chaos, instinct, and improvisation. Their styles clash from the start. During a drill, Rex orders squads into defensive formations. The regulars lock into perfect ranks. Clone Force 99 ignores the pattern, spreading wide across the terrain.
Hunter, your men are out of position. We're in position, just not the one you drew on a board. Formations make nice targets. They'll get us all killed.
Enough. The 501st holds the line.
The batch strikes from the edges.
Different roles, same mission. You'll adapt to each other, or we fail.
The men quiet down, but unease lingers. The first mission together takes them deep into Separatist-held territory. The 501st moves in disciplined advance. The batch splits off, hitting flanking positions before the droids can encircle the column. At first, the coordination falters. Hunter's squad cuts down droids, but their timing disrupts Rex's formation. Rex shouts over comms.
You're throwing off the advance. Or keeping you from being boxed in. You're welcome.
Enough chatter. Both of you, stay sharp. Adapt to each other, not against each other.
Reluctantly, Rex and Hunter adjust, pulling their units into rough harmony. By the mission's end, the convoy is secure, though both sides feel the tension. At camp, the atmosphere is strained. Regular clones clean weapons in silence. Wrecker loudly recounts the mission, proud of his chaos.
You should have seen it. One throw and 10 clankers gone. Easy.
It nearly flattened us in the process.
Worth it.
They're reckless, but they get results. You've seen that.
The regs respect Echo, though they remain uneasy. His words ease the tension, if only slightly. During sniper training, Crosshair demonstrates his precision. He lines up a series of long-range shots, each one clean and effortless. Some 501st sharpshooters watch, skeptical. One steps forward.
Try sinking fire with us. See if your timing holds. Try keeping up.
They test him. On command, they fire at a row of distant targets. Crosshair fires half a beat before them, yet all the shots land in perfect synchronization. The regs exchange glances. Respect, grudging, but real, begins to form. Hunter takes a different approach. He volunteers to lead a mixed squad, half regs, half batch, on a reconnaissance mission. The regs expect chaos. Instead, Hunter demonstrates his uncanny senses, predicting ambushes before they spring, guiding the squad through terrain that would have trapped them. A trooper whispers after a narrow escape.
How did he know? Doesn't matter. He did.
When they return, Rex studies Hunter with new eyes.
You read the field better than most generals. You hold your men together better than most generals. Different tools, same goal.
For the first time, the two share something like mutual respect. Anakin keeps watch over the experiment. He sees the friction, but also the progress. At one point, Obi-Wan visits the camp, observing drills. He notes the uneven coordination.
This is far from regulation, Anakin. The Council won't approve.
The Council didn't fight this battle. They didn't see how the batch turned the tide. They'll work, Master. Give them time.
Only you would call disorder a strategy.
Disorder wins wars.
The turning point comes during a raid on a Separatist listening post. The enemy sets a trap, overwhelming the 501st with crossfire. Standard formations crumble. Rex orders a fallback, but droids close in too fast.
Tech, jam their comms. Wrecker, breach the left flank.
Wrecker roars and slams through a barricade, clearing a path. Tech overloads the comm system, causing confusion among the droids. Crosshair picks off enemy officers one by one. The 501st rallies, holding the center as Hunter's chaos breaks the trap. Anakin cuts through the droids at the front, watching the unity unfold.
That's it. That's what I knew you could do.
When the battle ends, the victory is decisive. Rex approaches Hunter, still stern but no longer dismissive.
You disobeyed orders and saved your men. This time, it worked.
That night, at camp, the atmosphere shifts. The regs no longer whisper doubts as loudly. Banter flows more freely. Wrecker joins in arm wrestling contests with regular troopers, laughing whenever he wins or loses. Crosshair quietly cleans his rifle while a group of sharpshooters watch with something like admiration. Tech trades tactical theories with Echo and a pair of arcs, comparing calculations.
See? They're starting to see us as brothers. Brothers don't always have to agree, but they stand together when it counts. Exactly.
Rex glances across the camp at Hunter, who meets his gaze and nods once. For the first time, Rex nods back. The batch remains unconventional, but the 501st learns to trust their results. Anakin reflects on what is formed. Not full unity, but something stronger. Diverse strengths combining in ways the enemy cannot predict. Structure and improvisation clash, but also complement each other. The 501st gains unpredictability. The batch gains discipline. Echo stands between both, bridging the divide. The uneasy alliance begins to feel like family. The Clone Wars continue with no end in sight. After several joint missions, the 501st has adapted somewhat to the Clone Force 99's chaotic methods, but the friction still runs deep. The men respect results, yet structure matters to soldiers bred for order. The battalion assembles on Coruscant for debrief. Anakin leads the group into a Republic war room. Holograms of campaign maps flicker overhead. Obi-Wan and Mace stand waiting. The tension in the chamber is sharp.
General Skywalker, Commander Rex, Clone Force 99. Your last operation achieved results, but reports indicate repeated insubordination.
The Council recognizes their effectiveness, but rules exist for a reason.
With respect, the batch gets results because they don't follow rules. If I'd chained them to protocol, Echo wouldn't be here right now.
We fight how we know best, generals. Not by the book. Never have.
Besides, books don't blow up droids.
Wars are not won by humor. Discipline ensures survival. High Command endorsed your attachment, Skywalker. Captain Rex's after-action reports support it as well. The Council permits this arrangement, but mark me, we will be watching closely.
If this fails, Anakin, the responsibility rests on you.
Then I'll take it. They've earned their place.
The Council dismisses them, but Anakin lingers behind, jaw tight. When he rejoins the troopers in the corridor, his frustration boils over.
They don't see it. They never will. You're soldiers, not drones. You're individuals, and that's your strength.
But we're also bound by orders, sir. If we lose that, we're not soldiers. We're mercenaries.
No. You're brothers, and I'll make sure the Council never forgets that.
Hunter exchanges the look with Rex. Both sense the storm beneath Anakin's words. Later in the barracks, clones from the 501st spar with the batch. Banter fills the room. Crosshair snipes comments as effortlessly as he fires his rifle.
Reg squads rely too much on cover. You move too slow. Easy targets. At least we hit the target when it counts.
The mood is competitive, but cracks show. Echo overhears whispers from the regs about the Chancellor gaining more power. Tech's datapad lights up with an intercepted signal. Encrypted commands routed through clone implants. He frowns.
Strange. The code architecture in our biochips has received a new subroutine. What kind of subroutine? Unknown, but it's tied to command protocols. Suspiciously restricted. Keep that quiet. If something's wrong with our heads, I don't want the whole battalion panicking. Paranoia. Chips keep us focused. Without them, we'd be like you lot. Half wild. Half wild saved your life on Anaxes. Enough. We fought side by side long enough to know where loyalty lies.
Hunter leans back against his bunk, half amused at the chatter, half restless for what tomorrow brings. That's when Tech suddenly sits straighter, eyes flickering across the datapad tethered to Echo's implants. Tech runs a diagnostic on Echo's cybernetics, curious about the Separatist tech spliced into clone architecture.
Curious. There's an encrypted transmission piggybacking across clone biochip frequencies. It's not random chatter. It's a directive, and it keeps refreshing. Echo's neural patterns run off frequency compared to Reg's. Unusual, but stable. I'll catalog it. Guess I'm still half machine.
Echo stiffens at the word directive. Wrecker frowns, confused, and even Hunter looks unsettled. Tech explains further, his tone clinical. Because Echo's implants mesh with both clone tech and Separatist code, the signal bled into his system, a flaw that made the anomaly visible at all. Without Echo, he admits, the transmission would have gone completely unnoticed. The batch exchanges uneasy looks. The regs across the room remain oblivious, still sparring and trading jabs. Whatever the signal is, it's hidden deep in every clone's head. Days later, the battalion deploys to Corellia. Separatist remnants have fortified a shipyard, and the 501st is ordered to take it down. Anakin leads the charge with his usual ferocity, cutting through defenses while Rex directs squads with precision. The Bad Batch runs parallel, striking from unexpected angles, sowing chaos behind enemy lines. The mission goes well, until it doesn't. In the heart of battle, a strange pulse flickers across comm frequencies. Echo stiffens, sensors in his implants picking up a resonance he recognizes from the barracks incident. Most clones hesitate for only a fraction of a second, their rifles steadying on the back of droids. But Crosshair does not. His scope locks onto a Jedi striding into the fight, blade raised to rally troops.
Hunter, it's happening again. I can feel it. Some kind of signal. Crosshair, stand down. Finally, clear orders. About time someone made sense of this war.
Crosshair fires. A Jedi drops. Silence ripples through the lines. The other clones falter, staring in confusion. There's no follow-up order, no mass execution. Just one shot, precise, deliberate. Or so it looks. Crosshair lowers his rifle with chilling calm. Hunter seizes him, fury in his grip. Rex looks stricken, his own blaster trembling as if some unseen hand nearly drove him to do the same act.
Echo, I felt it, like something crawling in my head. I couldn't stop it. It's the chip. It has to be. I picked up the frequency. He wasn't choosing this. Orders are orders. Jedi, Separatists, it makes no difference. That's not you talking. It's the chip. No, the chip just made it clearer. Orders are orders. That's all I've ever needed.
Echo stares at him, horrified.
You think this makes it right? It makes it simple.
The squad is split. Some clones whisper that Crosshair only did what discipline demanded. Others look horrified. When Anakin arrives, the Jedi lies dead, and the air is thick with unease.
What happened here?
Crosshair fired on a Jedi, sir, without hesitation. Some of us saw it.
Rex, pale, shaking, forces the words out.
It's not his fault. Something inside us. It's the chips. We saw it. He wasn't himself.
Anakin's eyes narrow, torn between conflicting truths. Palpatine's warnings echo in his mind, while the Council's mistrust lingers in memory. Finally, he clamps down with command.
Enough. Stand down. All of you. That's an order.
The battle closes, but the fracture lingers. The regs cluster around Apo, whispering of betrayal and protocol. The batch circles Crosshair, torn between fury and loyalty. Rex remains shaken, haunted by what nearly happened.
If it had lasted one more second, I would have done it. I don't know if I'll fight it off next time. Then we'll fight it together, whatever it takes. This isn't over. Whoever planted these chips, whoever's sending that signal, they won't stop with us. The frequency isn't random. It carries Republic command signatures, buried deep, like a hidden key. Someone high in the chain tested it, and Crosshair was the one tuned to respond.
The batch suspects a deeper conspiracy. Rex fears his own mind. Crosshair embraces obedience, and Anakin, caught between loyalty to his brothers and mistrust of the Council, takes another step toward the fall that awaits him. The fallout from Corellia spreads quickly. Word of the Jedi death carries weight heavier than any battlefield victory. On Coruscant, the air around the temple feels suffocating, heavy with suspicion. For the first time, Clone Force 99 is summoned not for orders, but for judgment. They march into the council chambers under escort. Hunter, Echo, Wrecker, Tech, and Crosshair flank Rex and Apo. The room is dim, the tall windows casting cold lines of light across the floor. Mace Windu stands at the forefront, Yoda silent at his side. Anakin lingers in the shadows, jaw tight, arms folded. The council does not waste time.
The battle on Corellia ended in disaster. A Jedi Knight was killed by one of our own. The truth of this matter must be heard, and judgment passed.
Then hear it, generals. Something is in those chips. You know the ones every clone carries. It forces them to turn. Not choice, not weakness. Programming. I have data confirming this. A signal interfaced with biochips. It wasn't voluntary. It was imposed. I saw it happen to Rex. He fought it, and I pulled him out. That proves it. It's real. They're right. For a moment, I wasn't myself. If it lasted longer, I would have done the same as Crosshair.
Mace listens, unreadable. Before anyone else can speak, Crosshair cuts in, his tone sharp and cold.
You're wasting your breath. Orders are orders. The Jedi were targets. I carried them out. Crosshair, you don't believe that. I do. It was clear, precise, no doubt, no hesitation. That's what soldiers are for.
You shot a Jedi in cold blood.
I followed orders, more than I can say for the rest of you.
What orders?
The chip's frequency spike was real. He was pushed, but now he believes it was all his choice. Which is worse, that he was forced, that he wants it to be true.
The council leans forward, taking in every word. Then Apo steps out of line, his stance rigid, voice crisp.
With respect, generals, I witnessed the incident directly. Crosshair aimed and fired first, not under duress, not coerced. He chose it. His actions endangered not only Jedi lives, but clones as well. Discipline must be maintained. Without it, the Grand Army falls into chaos.
His testimony carries the weight of discipline and clarity. Coming from a respected officer, it tips the balance. Mace confers briefly with Yoda, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and other masters, then speaks, voice firm.
Crosshair, by your own ambition, by the testimony of your brothers, you bear responsibility for the death of a Jedi Knight. You will be remanded to Republic Military Tribunal for judgment. Until then, you remain in Temple custody.
Hunter's fists clench. Echo's breath hitches. Wrecker mutters under his breath. but Mace is not finished.
As for the rest of Clone Force 99, your loyalty is compromised. By defending treachery, you call your own allegiance into question. Effective immediately, you are to be reassigned into Separatist units under Republic command. Your independence as a squad is revoked.
You can't do this.
The Council has decided. It is final.
Final? They're soldiers, not machines. You're condemning them without proof. Separating them won't bring discipline. It will destroy them.
Your attachment clouds judgment, Skywalker. Dangerous this path may become.
Dangerous is throwing away men who bled for you. Dangerous is calling fear justice.
A temple aide enters, bowing low.
Chancellor's office has been briefed. Senate media already prepares the statement.
So, judgment was sealed before we even walked in.
The council remains unmoved. The ruling is sealed. Outside, a Senate aide hurries past, hollows across Coruscant already announcing the treason of Clone Force 99. Hunter stiffens at the sight.
They've branded us criminals before we even left the temple.
The weight of the verdict presses down. Crosshair condemned to tribunal, the rest stripped of their brotherhood. None of them speak, but in their silence, one truth hardens. They will not let him face it alone.
They can't just split us up. We're brothers.
They don't care. They never did. Fives tried to warn them. And now this. They'll execute Crosshair. Tribunal or not, we all know how this ends. Statistically speaking, a guilty verdict is inevitable. Apo's testimony in Crosshair's own words. His execution is highly probable. I can't fight this. Not after what happened on Corellia. I barely controlled myself. If the Council thinks we're unstable, maybe they're right. No, they're wrong. You fought it. That means it can be fought. Then we don't let them take him. No matter what he's done, he's still one of us. I don't need saving. I need orders.
The Bad Batch falls into uneasy silence. Meanwhile, Anakin storms through the temple halls. Palpatine's words echo in his mind from their last private meeting. The Jedi do not value loyalty, my boy. They fear it. They fear strength. And when your soldiers no longer serve their purpose, they will discard them, just as they discarded you. Anakin presses his hands to the railing, staring out over Coruscant's endless cityscape. He doesn't want to admit it, but Palpatine's voice feels truer with every passing hour. He remembers fumbled promises to save Fives, to protect Ahsoka, and mutters, I won't fail them again. Later that night, Anakin finds Hunter in a dim corridor, away from prying eyes. His voice lowers, urgent.
They're moving Crosshair tomorrow. Tribunal's already preparing the charges. Once he's out of temple custody, you'll never see him again.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I'm not blind. He's your brother. The Council won't lift a finger, and I can't fight them openly. But I can give you a chance. What you do with it, that's on you.
Hunter studies him, suspicion in his eyes, but nods once. That's all Anakin needs. He turns and walks away, cloak trailing behind him. The next day, Crosshair is loaded onto a secure transport under heavy guard. Apo oversees the transfer, his posture cold, his words clipped.
This isn't personal. Justice demands order. That's all this is.
Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Wrecker strike the convoy in the underlevels of Coruscant. Smoke bombs erupt. Flash charges blind the escorts. Blaster fire fills the narrow streets. Rex joins reluctantly, covering their flank. His face is grim, torn between duty and loyalty. Crosshair resists, even in rescue, fighting against them, snarling.
I don't need saving. I told you. Orders are orders. Then hate us later. Right now, you're coming with us.
Hunter grabs his shoulder, forcing him toward the exit. Wrecker tears through the troopers with sheer strength, tossing them aside like dolls. Tech scrambles signals, rerouting comms so no distress call escapes. Echo covers their retreat, firing stuns. Apo rallies his men and survives the ambush. His voice rings out as the batch escapes.
They've gone rogue. They'll be branded traitors.
The words seal the Bad Batch's fate. Hours later, aboard their ship, the batch takes stock. Crosshair sits restrained, glaring at them. Hunter stares at him, silent, until Echo speaks.
We couldn't leave you behind, even if you wanted us to. You should have.
Too bad. You're stuck with us.
We're not soldiers anymore. Not to them. But we're still brothers, and that's enough.
Rex stands at the hatch, ready to depart.
I can't go with you. If I vanish now, I'll raise too many questions. Someone has to stay behind. Keep watch from the inside. If they trace this signal to me, we're finished. I'll have to falsify every record just to keep my command. But I'll find you again. That's a promise.
Echo nods, his throat tight. The bond between them is unbroken, even across the gulf opening between their paths. Rex departs. The ship rises into Coruscant's sky. The Bad Batch's ship cuts through the stars, the crew bound now only by brotherhood. Stripped of orders, hunted by the Republic they once served, they carried Crosshair into an uncertain future. On Coruscant, Anakin stood alone in the Temple's Great Hall, the Council's judgment ringing hollow in his ears. Each decision pushed him further from the Jedi, closer to the shadows, whispering promises of loyalty and power. The clones had chosen each other. Anakin, in turn, chose his own path. Two roads diverging, yet both born of betrayal, carrying the galaxy towards a storm. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you'd like to join us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.